Hello there, gamers. How's everyone doing on this wonderful day today? Those fire sales gonna go crazy. Are they though? You know, I mean, I saw what they were. Something like a slug and a snail. These are some acceptable quantities. 3,000 snails. You know, this isn't flipping crazy. Something like this, you know, could have potential. I feel like the snail's not really like, you know, the craziest pet ever. But yeah, the chickens are still very expensive, which is very cool for the people who were able to get them in the first, you know, 1 second. Which I was not, but they're still very expensive. The code save users would have made flipping bank on that one. I don't know what that math breaks down to be, but that's probably something crazy. Like if you had been able to buy, you know, like $100 worth, it's probably like 2 billion coins or something crazy like that. I don't actually know if that math makes any sense. But anyways, though, in my inventory, I have something spectacular. I originally started on this about 3 weeks ago, and it was quite a bit more difficult to actually do than I thought it was going to be. This is the armor sets right here. This is what I bought. You know, it took me flipping 3 weeks to do it, but I flipping completed them, you know, to the fullest extent that I was willing to complete them to, because I know people are gonna say, Slavy, you know those attributes go up to 10-10, right? And you know that growth and prot go up to 7 too. And it's like, yeah, man, I know they do, but if I were to put 10-10 attributes on each one of these pieces, it would cost billions of coins, and I would get like a magic find. So I'd be paying, you know, maybe 500 million per magic find after you combine the pieces together and the shards, because it's not just about buying the Blazing Fortune shard. Nobody has this many Blazing Fortune shards, right? This with 32 shards right there. Nobody has that many shards. So they only have like 2 or 3. So you have to buy an armor piece off the auction house. I got to buy this pair of boots right here for 31 million. And then I have to delete them basically by combining them together with this pair of boots. And I have to do this like 6 times. So like this just like it starts to just get so crazy that there's no way like that could actually make any sense to do that. Billions of coins just to get 1 more magic find on each piece. So, you know, I just decided like this is been good enough, man. And Growth 7 is so expensive these days that, you know, like obviously that doesn't make any sense to do this either. And you're probably wondering where the helmet is. Situation with the helmet was that I literally could not buy one. I needed the God Roll Blazing Fortune magic find, like this piece right here, to go with the helmet, and I could not find a single player that was willing to sell me one, so I just gave up. I did actually buy the attributes though to have made it 9-9, but I could not get the God Roll. It didn't change the rates by all that much. You know, I was missing out on 4.5 magic find for all the sea creatures that I killed, which, you know, I guess it's kind of sad, but it's not that big of a deal. What's really sad though is you know, my bestiary, because it's like, I mean this is not good, right? Prior to me having bought this fishing set, I had never killed a single Jawbus before, so my magic find towards the Jawbuses was like very bad. And, you know, even then, like, right, like the results for how much money I made fishing for the time that I did in this armor set probably could have been drastically higher if this had been, you know, max. But it's like every player has to start at 0 though, so I mean I can't just magically go to 250. So I still feel like it was pretty good. I fished for about 22 hours, and I was timing it based off of how long it took me to level up 1 single reindeer to level 100. So I leveled up 4, and then I used XP share to do an extra 2. I got a bunch of these magma lure fragments. I got even more of them, but I had to claim them because the auction house was full. But I already did the math. But anyways, though, all of it sold except this 1 single pet. And I wish I had sold these last night, because last night they were 30 mil, and now they're flipping 23. Part that actually matters is like how much money did I make from 22 hours of fishing with this armor set. And before that, I did all the math on how much money this whole you know thing cost right here. The God Roll pieces were this much, so that's like flipping 5 billion or whatever right there. And then the shards that I had to buy, and then the pieces that I was talking about before that you have to combine, spent 679 million just deleting magma lure pieces just so that I could put it together, because players don't have enough of these shards and they're soul bound for some stupid reason. Who knows why they're soul bound? They shouldn't be. I don't understand the purpose behind that at all. And then I had to buy the Hellfire Rod as well, which was, you know, not cheap, 890 million coins, so that I could have the Flash 5 and the Double Hook 10 and Fishing Speed 10. So obviously you need that if you're going to fish with a setup that looks like this. And then you also needed a Gold Dragon. I mean, I didn't buy that because I already had it. But if you count that in there, you get like 10 billion, 10.5 billion, almost 8.7 billion. So if I had gone and done 10-10, I mean, it probably would have been, you know, 12 to 13, maybe even 14 billion. That just gets so crazy. Flipping 15 billion coin armor set. And you know, they do exist, right? This guy's got them, right? Like, look at this flipping. I mean, what in the world? How much money did all this cost? Look, he did it 3 times. Magic Find fishing experience, Blazing Fortune Magic Find, and Blazing Fortune fishing experience, all 10-10. And he's got all the God Roll helmets too. This is ridiculous. I was using a Hyperion to kill the sea creatures. When there was a Thunder or a Jawbus, I would use the Daedalus, and I had some crazy pet rules. Basically, when you gain fishing XP, take out the reindeer in order to level it, except when you have the Gold Dragon equipped. You have to have that, otherwise you don't get as much Magic Find when you kill the Jawbus. And then I did some armor rules right here so that I could, because I put it in my wardrobe and I was switching back and forth between them, because you want to kill the Jawbus and Thunder with a Magic Find set, but you want to kill all the other ones with a fishing experience set, because a ton of this money comes from leveling pets. And reindeer gain double pet XP, and then they sell for 30 mil, or they were selling for 30 mil. Unfortunately, I did not get a vial. Had I gotten a vial, it just totally changes everything, obviously, because if you get a 260 million coin drop after, you know, 20 hours of fishing, right, the money per hour like doubles. So had I gotten one of these, it would have been crazy. This is kind of similar to Scatha mining and the other profile. I mean, if you get the legendary Scatha, the amount of money that you make per hour like totally changes. But the total money that I made, I got 50 million between these flash books and the charm books, and then sitting here in the auction house is 186, and then all of this 128 million in silver magma fish. Let me add it all up and like see how much money this comes down to be, because I fished for 22 hours. It's gonna be decent. I know for sure Jasper mining is still technically gonna be higher, but Jasper mining doesn't have the potential to get an RNG worth 260 mil. So if you get that, it, you know, kind of sort of changes everything. So like I feel like that has to be considered into the hourly rate, because like Jasper's static. Is that the equation? Does that get us, you know, the total amount of money that I made? Man, if I got a vial, just imagine if it's at 261. Oh my gosh. 448, 20.3 million, 20 million coins an hour is the base without getting a crazy RNG. With the vial, it turns into 32 if I had gotten one. I don't know. It's so tricky, man. Right? Like going to the Rift, what's stupid is that there's like early game things that just make so much money that like for 10 billion coin setup to make 20 million an hour, albeit though this is solo fishing, right? I still want to test group fishing, right? I do think group fishing could be like a bunch more. You could go to this living Rift and farm like exportable carrots for probably something like 15-20 mil an hour, or you could go to the Rift and do Bluetooth rings. I mean, like, that's like 20 mil right there. That's like 20 mil. You can farm Bluetooth rings on a brand new profile with 5 hours playtime and make 20 mil an hour. Right, I should probably also mention that I was fishing with this gear. I think technically for lava fishing, there's like some gear selection that's like a little bit better than this. You know, flipping 1% more of whatever the frick, and then it would have been like, you know, a teeny tiny bit better. But, oh, I got all this other stuff as well. Does any of this craft into something that's like valuable? I mean, is there like a lot more money sitting here that I like didn't calculate into this? The horn things to make you do a reforge. Empty bottles of thunder. Dang, is this like a significant amount of money? Dang, that thing's 4 mil. Dang, how do I like, you know, just like do the math without actually crafting it all? I feel like this probably, you know, actually adds quite a bit. You get like 6 to 9 mil from lava orbs per hour. Well, if that's the case, this is totally different. This went from 20 mil to 30 mil. I feel like 30 mil without getting an RNG starts to get really crazy. So that's so low. 30 million an hour from solo fishing is so easy. It's so easy. You just, I like the whole here. I could show what I was doing. Probably should show where I was and what I was doing so that people know like exactly what was going on. Basically, you know, I put on this armor set because it gives me the fishing XP, and I come to this spot right here and I stand on this block and then I cast it, and then I pull this, and then they go all the way down there, and then it builds up a whole bunch, and then I go down here and I one tap the whole pile. So that's basically what I did for, you know, 22 hours. Isn't Kudra better? You can't put Kudra in the same group, though. You can't compare the amount of money that you make per hour doing Kudra compared to solo fishing. Solo fishing is like 98% AFK, and you don't need a party to do it. Fishing is still good. You don't need a 10 bill setup. Only difference between a decent setup and your setup is 60 magic find. Exactly. So you would have made the same amount of money, because I didn't even get any of the RNGs. Actually, I mean, you probably would have made a little bit less, because I did get, you know, some money from the flash books. But, you know, you can make the argument that none of those flash books even came from the fact that my armor says 10 billion, right? Like you could get a rod for 50% less, and your armor doesn't need to look anything like this, and use sorrow and it's 20 magic find difference. Jesus Christ, man. So there's a good chance, you know, using a setup that's like, you know, like not even 1/10 of what I spent on this actually could probably make the exact same amount of money. But I needed to go stupid crazy with it and spend 10 billion, obviously. You're fishing under a block right there. No way. Oh my god. What does that do? Did that lower my fishing speed? How did nobody point that out before? I was literally told to fish in this spot. The bobber needs to be, not you. Oh, but I threw the bobber down like this a lot of times though, which definitely is under the block. I fished in this spot right here for 22 hours, bruh. Oh, do I have to cast it? That was a really slow one though. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Why is it so much faster? Imagine throwing fishing setup with 10 bill setup. I knew I should have done it longer. I streamed it for like 3 hours and nobody said anything about this. Wow. It's like ridiculously faster. That's crazy. I'm so sad. Actually, just kidding. Group fishing would be a good addition to the video, probably, right? This is the strat. You go in the lava. You know, actually, I feel like that makes perfect sense. Where does the sea creature go? F5. All right. Bro, look directly down. You look like a real fishing pro right now, Sophia. I know I'm crazy. Did he get one? Oh, I see it. Right, I'm not supposed to get last hit because it screws over. Oh, it's 2 of them too. Wow. I'm just supposed to hit it, right? And then not die? I'm definitely not going to die, though. I'm not bad. Ah, mother. Okay. Jeez, brother, crazy. Oh, I see. They put on the armor and then you're immune to it. Okay. Put on the bobber on the floor for bobbing time. Okay, that didn't know anything about that either. The person with the most magic find kills it. Okay. They all saying they make 40, 50 mil an hour. I don't believe them though. They're capping. Does that include a vial or does that not include a vial? Because I'm gonna be making 261 million an hour when I get the vial. When the Java spawns, I'm gonna hit that or hit it or hit them both if there's 2, and then I'm gonna put on gold hunter armor or diamond hunter armor, and then I'm gonna throw the rod for bobbing time magic find. Yeah, what the frick, dude, this is so fast. Is this common that there's like this many of them? We've only been here for like how many minutes? 10. This is the 4th one. Please vial. Just one vial. Bang. Oh, I got a thing. I think that my entire other very expensive armor set is useless right now, yeah? Don't you know magic find though? If you aren't the killer, then why would it matter? Yeah, right. That's what I was saying. So my other really expensive armor set is useless in group fishing. Unless I'm the one who's actually the killer. Oh, jeez. This is it. This is the one right here. I'm getting vial. I think this is my first Jabas of this group. It's gonna appear right there. Vial. Man, I'm not asking for much. I'm just looking for an RNG worth 260 million. How much money you got in the last hour with us? I don't know. 14 mil? 15 mil right here in my inventory? Well, I guess you could include the reindeers, which are 65, and the loot share ones or whatever. So, 6.3 mil plus 5.7 mil plus I sell these for 4.4. I was going to mention that earlier too. I was putting them up for lowest BIM. And then, you know, I realized that that's a bad idea. Yeah, if you put them up for like 4.4, 4.5, they definitely sell. It's like lowest bin is like a super scam. So what's that? 9 plus 12 plus 6 plus the pet XP that I got from leveling? It's probably decent. Right, the last hour is probably pretty good. It's probably close to 30. How many Jawas have we gotten? We had 17 when I started, right? Jesus Christ, at 9? Okay, so it took me 22 hours to get 17 Jawas total, and it took us 1 hour to get 9. Okay, man. I have a feeling group fishing makes, you know, like a lot more money. I could definitely see how this would be like, you know, 60 mil an hour. Because if I get a vial, you know, it's ridiculous.